Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the trending contracts. And today's contract, the Shaven Haven, set in Haven Island, and the contract ID is on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today courtesy of Plymouth's finest. So on to our briefing, and there isn't one, so we'll just say that our targets today have been very naughty and they need to be punished. And speaking of targets, today we have 5 of them with no stipulations on how we dispatch them or what we wear whilst we do so, so we have a free map. And for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the villa staff. We're going to have a vial of lethal pills stored up at the villa beach storage, and we're going to be bringing with us a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to go and retrieve our poison, and more importantly, the briefcase that it comes in, which is why we're not carrying the poison on our person. So we're just going to make our way straight along the decking there, and underneath and just behind the dinghy here we will find our briefcase. So we're going to grab that, retrieve our poison. We're going to make our way back to the barbecue area where we first started, and over here we're going to grab 2 propane cylinders. Now one of these is a little bit tricky, so we're just going to grab this one and put it in our briefcase, and then we're going to approach the barbecue rather carefully and grab the second propane, trying not to turn the barbecue off, which will get you in trouble. So once we have both of the propane cylinders, we can exit the villa. We're going to give the camera on our left a nice wide berth, and we're going to head now all the way across the front of the map. We're going to stick relatively close to the beach to avoid most enforcers. There's one just off to our right there, and there'll be another one off to our left shortly. So once we get past the restaurant and bar area, we encounter one of our targets, and we're just going to plonk down one of our propane cylinders in front of them, and then continue on along the beach all the way to the very end. We're going to duck into the bushes here, where we will encounter 2 of our targets, and we're just going to shoot down the coconuts that they are underneath and get a double whammy. So that's 2 targets eliminated and 1 target set up. We're going to retrieve our second propane cylinder, and then we're going to make our way to the scuba diving hut, and we're just going to wait right here by this dinghy, and we're just waiting for everyone to have their backs to us. So when this gentleman walks past us, he will no longer be watching. The lifeguard has turned away, so we have an opportunity to poison the mask there, and then we can move on once again. Now we are going the long way round, but we're going to make our way up onto the pier area, and we're heading for the last house on the left. So around to our left, and like I said, we're going the long way. You can go the other way, but I decided to go the long way as we have a bit of time to kill. So we're going to place our next propane cylinder just on the edge of the walkway, although where I'm placing it is completely wrong. We want to be placing it just to next to the light that is just to our left at the present. So at this point, there's the light just to our left there. I'm going to go and start looking for a good place to stand. Around here looks okay, and in a few moments the scuba diving instructor will come along to test his gear, and when he does, he will find that his oxygen mix is somewhat rich and he will asphyxiate rather quickly. So down he goes very slowly. No one has actually noticed this just yet. Oh, there goes someone. Right, so we are now going to make our way along onto the apartment here, and right to the rear corner there are a couple of housekeeping staff members inside, so we want to stay out of sight of them. And it's at this point I realised where I've put the propane cylinder in the wrong place. And like I said, we need to put it just near the light here. So anywhere around here will do. That looks pretty good. We're going to retake up our position at the corner of the rear of the building, and we're going to pull out our silenced pistol, and we should from here get a nice clear view of the propane cylinder. So all we have to do now is await the arrival of our target. Now unfortunately he is a guard, and even more unfortunately he has been on body cleanup, so we've been waiting here for a little while, but eventually he comes and takes up his position, and we can then launch him into the ocean. So 4 targets taken care of, and we have just the one to go, and we've already set up everything for him. So we're just going to run underneath all of the apartment complexes here, just to avoid any enforcer entanglements from the panic going on near the explosion. We're going to make our way into the bushes directly below the restaurant area. So just behind the stairs here somewhere will do nicely, and then all we have to do is detonate the second propane cylinder, and up it goes, and we bounce our final target off of a tree. And all we have to do now is to make good our escape, and while everybody is in panic mode, we can jump in this dinghy and head off out into the great yonder. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of, and we have confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan, and we get our silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.